punt it away. Rainer deep down the left-hand side, jump ball. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have episode 5 of our Texas State rebuild series. And it's been a little bit since we posted episode 4, and that is because I had to do some revision of the dynasty. And the thing we were going to do, or the thing we wanted to do when we first started this dynasty up, was start an offline dynasty to give us more freedom to do things like look at other games around the country, like national title games, playoff games, bowl games, and then also conference championship games. But we started in an online dynasty, and you're not able to do that without starting another character as another user that has a PlayStation Network account. So unfortunately, we did have to restart this series, but we kept everything the same. And on screen, you're going to see, us speeding through a couple of last weeks. Everything's going to be the same, from coaching abilities to things like our record. Obviously, things like stats and what recruits we're recruiting will be slightly different. But I think all in all, this will give us a better viewer experience for you all throughout the series, rather than just being stuck to just looking at Texas State. While I do want to focus mainly on Texas State, that's going to be like 80% of the series, I do want to build a little bit of world building. And if some of our players transfer down the line, I want to be able to go look at some of their games. Or if we don't make the college football playoff, I want to be able to look at like a national title game and kind of see who wins and keeps up to date with that, and see just things around the NCAA. So that's why we did it. If that does bug you, I do apologize, but we didn't mean to start it. But we were only a couple weeks in the season. I figured it is better to do it now than it is to wait. So that is why we went ahead and did that. With that being said, we are in week 5. So let's go ahead and update you all on our recruiting. That's basically gonna be the biggest thing to change, really, other than like stats around the country, maybe some teams' records. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. We're not really keeping up with most teams at this point. But to get us started with recruiting, on the top of the board is gonna be Henry Vildor, a 6'5" speed rusher archetype. And he's a top 500 player, a top 50 edge rusher. And he is looking to come to Texas State. He is from Louisiana, so he's pretty close to us. And it could be a massive pickup if we can get this big left edge. Next up is going to be a wide receiver, Keegan Chun. He's a gritty possession guy at 6'2", looks very good. We have him scout a little bit, and if you remember, we're only scouting players 40% of the way to build in a little bit of randomness and to build in more true to life recruiting, because you're never going to know 100% about a guy when he recruits, or when you recruit him during the season when he's still in high school. You're never going to know 100% about a guy. So that's why we built in this house rule. But he looks very good. Kind of slow, only 80 speed, but he has a 90 spectacular catch. So he's going to be able to go up over defenders with that height and that spectacular catch. The awareness is all right, but that acceleration, even though he's not going to have a high top speed, he's going to be able to get to that speed very, very quickly. He may work in, on those 5-yard dig routes and stuff like that, or 5-yard slants, and be able to just, get past those linebackers that may be guarding up or matched up to him in man. And then the rest of his skill tree looks pretty good as well. Deep route, not the best, around that 50 mark. We'll love to see that, but the catch in traffic has the capability of being all the way up to 99. So that could be electric stuff. And then on this board as well is going to be another wide receiver we do need for this season. So having a bunch of top wide receivers on this board early is going to be very good for us. Rico Golston is another guy, another contested specialist, 6'4" this time. And we are not competing with anybody for him. Looking at his stats, a 79 in catching traffic. Catching looks even better. Acceleration looks better. And speed is around that like 80 bottom, could be up to like 90. So he could be very good. No badges on him yet, or that we know just yet. And then Preston Garrison, a 3-star strong safety, a top 20 strong safety in the country, and he could be electric for us. This is something we really need to improve on. Our defensive backing unit isn't that good. Cornerbacks are terrible. I think we do have a decent safety there too, but outside of that, just not very good. We haven't scouted him. We haven't been competing against anybody. He's in our 3-tier pipeline, so if nobody really jumps him, we could get him very easily. We only have him on 5 hours right now, just to kind of keep building up his rapport with us. Emmanuel Armour is a junior JUCO. We may not pick him up. He's there just in case we can't get another one of these guys. And then Warren Kafka, another wide receiver we're targeting, another 3-star, not competing with anybody, and he looks good as well. A physical route runner, which is going to be good, could work in that slot, bully some of those outside linebackers that may be matched up with him. He has road dog mental. Speed could be a little bit better, but it's a terrible. Short route 81, again, could work in that slot. Those 5-yard dig routes and stuff of that nature could work very well. Acceleration, good. all of his routes really are good as well. His worst stat looking at this is going to be awareness. He's not going to be the smartest player or the most aware player, but it is what it is. And we're going to go ahead and go through a couple more of these guys, but I just want to simulate or scroll through the top, handful of guys. You'll see we probably have more 3-stars than we did last year, or last time we were here when we were covering, but that's just because we kind of revised how we're going to do it. So on screen right now, you'll see the breakdown of how many stars we can get. Previously, it was any player we got would add to this category, but going forward, it's only going to be 3 stars and above. That's how 24/7 Sports and On3 break down the recruiting, is that it's only 3 stars and up. They don't really categorize 2 or 1 stars like the game does. So anything above a 3-star will count towards this number, and that's going to be for transfer portal and high school recruiting. And I didn't want to limit us to being able to fill out our roster, because adding 2 stars and 1 stars would have hampered that if we added it to this number. But I did some of calculation, and it looks like anybody of 2-star caliber or below kind of has that range of numbers, and it looks pretty good. And then you're only counting 3 stars, since 24/7 Sports and stuff only does that. But as we scroll through the rest of these guys, we have a bunch of guys that are hopefully going to come here and be very contributing and be very good. Let's go ahead and look at quarterback position. We did have a couple options at quarterback that were 4 stars, which is a little different than it was last cycle, but we didn't sign any of them. Obviously, I don't think we can sign anybody. We did have one on the board. It was James Gomez. He was a 4-star, but we're not going to be able to compete against like Texas Tech and stuff of that nature. So we took him off our board and we kind of moved on. But looking at our quarterbacks right now, Brian McQueen competing with UTSA as well. But we have the significant leg up. We do have him on a hard sell. Standard bearer, he looks to be, building up that rapport with us very good. Throw power is electric. That awareness at quarterback position could hamper us only around that 50, but he looks to be pretty well rounded outside of that. Speed looks pretty strong, and then acceleration as well. So he's going to be a very good dual threat type quarterback, and he also has a mental in winning time, possibly has an ability to have another. If he could be a gem down the road, that would be electric as well. Moving on to our running back room, we need to fill, I think, 4 spots this year. We only have 3 on the board right now. We may try to pick up someone during the transfer portal, but George Yolito is going to be out of Houston, Texas, a 5'10 East-West playmaker. Could be a guy we add this season, but we are competing with UTSA, and it's getting pretty close. We're moving into the top 3 in the coming week. We have him on a visit against Arkansas State, so that game is going to be absolutely vital for us to win, and we need to win it big if we're going to convince George to come to Texas State. Speed has a capability of being capped at 99, probably be around that mid to low 80s mark, but honestly, not terrible for a 2-star recruit. His ball carry moves aren't the best, but that change of direction is also going to be very, very lethal. So even if he's a 2-star, maybe if he's a gem, but even not, he's going to have very, very good quick movements, and he's going to be able to get to that top speed very quickly. So I'm very excited about bringing him in. We need to win that game against Arkansas State if we're going to do so. And then moving on to our offensive line. Right now, our tackles aren't very, very good. We only have 2-star players here that we really are targeting, but we're not competing with anybody, so that's good. But moving on to the guard position, we do have a 3-star here in Delvin Pele, or however you pronounce it, 6'5", raw strength guy. Nobody is looking to him. Utah State could possibly come back if they start giving him hours, but we have him on a hard sell or a hard pitch, standard bearer as well. So hopefully we can keep pushing that distance away. We also have Willie Newton, possibly coming in a well-rounded archetype at 6 foot out of Allen, Texas. We are competing with Air Force, but we just passed him this week to take that first place spot. We have moved into his top 5, so we may put him on a soft sale. We're actually going to put him on a soft sale right now. He has a B+ and an A- in 2 categories, which is what you're looking for at least. And then the other one, if it's below a D, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is a C-, so it's better than some. We're going to put him on a soft sale and give him 5 hours. We may bring him on a visit in the coming weeks, but for right now, he's going to stay there. And we also have a center we're going to try to pick up in Dexter Short. We may not go for him 100%. We don't have any hours on him. We have offered him a scholarship, and it's done really well just to build that influence with him. So we may just stick with that for the coming weeks. So we talk about Vildor as our top guy on the board, but we also have Manuel Casilla, and he is an athlete guy that is projected to go as a defensive end at 6'6", a power rusher, looking just overpower players. We haven't scouted him because if we get a 3-star guy, we don't really need to scout them just because we're pretty much know they're going to be one of the better players. The only thing is we are falling a slightly behind ECU in that influence. They're sneaking up on us, so we may have to target him with more hours in the coming weeks. But we're going to cross in the top 3 threshold next week, and we might want to try to bring him on a visit. We're probably not going to be able to hard sell him just because he doesn't have the greatest grades, but I think we're going to be able to bring him in. And if we do, it's going to be the 2 possibly big edge players that we'll have next season. And then moving into the second level, the first guy's going to be Connor Dorsey. He is a JUCO player, but he is a 3-star and doesn't have anybody else but us recruiting him. We only have 10 hours on him right now with that scholarship, and it's slowly accruing interest, but I think it's probably going to be the best way so we can save hours here and spread them out. We need to replace a ton of outside linebackers, so that's why we have so little hours on 70 players, but it looks like it's working to our advantage as nobody else is really recruiting these guys. Next up is going to be Craig Gainwell, the lurker type, 6 foot out of College Station. Isn't going to hopefully stay home at Texas A&M, but he's looking really good. He's a top 100 Mike linebacker, and he's going to hopefully play for us in the coming year and be a very, very vital part to our second level on defense. And then to finish us out here, moving into the DBs, this is a place we need to improve a ton. We don't have that great of DBs this year, especially at cornerback, but Travis McCarrions could change that. We just added 25 hours to him this week, and he's a bump and run type of guy at 5'10", out of Manville, Texas. Again, nobody's targeting him. You see that a lot with 3-stars, just nobody really targets them until like later in the cycle. I'm not sure these guys are going after 4-stars at the position. That's not why they're targeting him, but they're not targeting him here. We also need to replace, I think, 4 guys in quarterback, so that's why we have these guys here. We don't have a lot of hours contributed to him just because we want to put all those hours into McCarrions so we can hopefully secure him in. And then on to free safety, we have a 2-star player, but strong safety, Preston Garrison. We talked about him a minute ago. If we can bring him in 2 3-star guys in that DB room, could be very pivotal to us to turn this program around going into the Pac-12 next season. But now we will be moving into week 6 as we will be taking on Arkansas State. Looking at it on paper, it's a very, very even matchup. 69 overall, 69 overall on offense. We have the slight advantage on defense, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage. But before we get into that, we finally did get a commit. It didn't give us the animation, which is really annoying, but we did get Henry Vildor to commit this season, and he is going to be absolutely exceptional for us next year. Now we have 75 hours to spread around. We targeted him very early on, very heavy, and it paid out for us in this cycle. Also committing is going to be Oscar Todia this year, a defensive tackle, another big guy at 6'5", 277, a pure power type of player. We did scout him because we were trying to differentiate him between somebody else. He does have a mental at adrenaline. Power moves and tackle are good for a 2-star. His weakest category is going to be that finesse move, but honestly, I can sacrifice that for a good tackle and power skill, especially since he's a pure power player. So I'm very excited about that. So we have kind of filled out our defensive line for next year. We still need a couple guys, but we're off to a great start in this cycle. But as we get into the game, George Alito is the big proponent of this one. We need to take down Arkansas State to get that win against UTSA. If we don't get that win, I'm fear that he's going to commit there this week. So hopefully we can get a win here at home today. So let's go ahead and jump in on it as we take on the Red Wolves. Not only is there a ton on the line for recruiting, there's also a ton on the line in the conference. The first conference game of the season could move us to 1-0 to start this year off and move us to a winning record early on in this season. But the Arkansas State Red Wolves aren't outmatched as Jalen Raynor had an amazing week last week, 3 touchdowns, just compiling a great season so far. A very scary quarterback on the other side of the ball. He's nearing in on 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions this year, but he's not alone. Out on the wing will be Corey Rucker, the 2-star wide receiver at 6 foot. Is going to be a very hard man to stop. He is very, very physical. Is going to give us a tough nut to crack there in the secondary. Just over 500 yards this year on 34 catches and 4 touchdowns, with 200 of those yards coming after the catch. Kenyon Clay will be hurt today, so the highlight back will be Jaquez Cross, a senior at 83 overall, a 2-star. He's going to be 5'9". He's going to be low to the ground, so we're going to have to work on tackling, hitting him low, and putting him on the dirt before he rack up a ton of yards. As the Red Wolves will start this game off with a quick pass across the middle, and we'll see that a lot today. Raynor is kind of known for those quick, high-velocity throws. to his receivers out there. The second play will be a run, and it won't be anything. 3rd and 4, first third down of the game. Can the Red Wolves complete it on the comeback route? The tackle is missed out there by our cornerback, and that will be a conversion on 3rd down. 1 for 1 today. Handoff to Cross this time. Tries to spin out of trouble, but isn't able to do so. 14 yards early on 2 carries. Another quick throw, but a flag on the play. It'll be a holding call on Fortson there, number 77. The team will accept it. 1st and 20 now to Cross this time. And where did the defender go? There's an open grass in front of him. It's a foot race, and there's going to be nobody in front of him. And that will be a quick bang play for 6 points as the Red Wolves will go up. It looked like he was dead to rights there in the backfield. We'll get another look. The defender just chooses to run away. He was scared, and then our safety back there just took a terrible angle at the running back. And there will be nobody catching him there as the Red Wolves will go up first. Lincoln Perry on the other side looks to match Cross in yardage. Hasn't had the most amazing start to this year, but has been very serviceable. This time we'll get stopped for a loss of 3 as Garner will complete his first pass. No, he won't. Titus Lyons will drop that one. It looked like an easy catch, but the gloves were just a little bit too slick. This time the screenplay will net a big gain, even bigger as he gets out of trouble. The 30, the 20, the 10, and nobody will stop him. And that is a quick touchdown, a quick answer. And this game will soon be tied if the Bobcats can put another one up with an extra point. Look at the replay here. A ton of big blocks out there by our linemen. Put 2 guys on their behind. And then there was just a couple more blocks, one by Lyons to just free open the middle there. And Perry was gone. Back up are the Red Wolves. 3rd and 4 now, another conversion. This time out to the left-hand side as Rayner crosses over 50 yards, throwing this game. Up again, 1st and 10 as we near in on 5 minutes in the first quarter. This time finds Cross with a nice spin move, tries it again. Isn't able to successfully get away from that time, and that'll be the 6th first down for the Red Wolves. This time on a little bit of an RPO bubble action. Won't get them much, but it's 2nd and 9. And they'll go back to the run once again. Cross stuffed in the backfield, a loss of 2. After that big run earlier on, hasn't had much success here later in the first quarter. Again, stuffed behind the line, a loss of 1. That was a great tackling there. Great way to stop the run. This time the field goal will go up and be right through the uprights. So the Red Wolves will take a slight lead here as we near in on the second quarter. Under 3 to play. Perry gets a handoff. Nice juke move, and that'll be a first down for the Bobcats. 2 carries so far, only 8 yards. Very outmatched so far. Garner across the middle, off the head of the center. And it will fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Garner drops back to pass again. Has an open receiver. Don Jr. across the middle. And just couldn't find him. It'll be a wide throw. 3rd down now. Garner drops back again. Over the top. And Lions! Jump ball! That'll be an absolutely amazing catch. 2nd completion of the day is the biggest one so far. But back to the norm, a wide throw, another incomplete pass. Perry this time. Spin move doesn't get him anywhere, but it is a gain of 2 for a 3rd and 8. 40 seconds left on the clock. 2 on the play clock. They do get it off. Garner under pressure finds Don Jr. across the middle. The bailout man was there for a little bit of help. Almost got sacked, was able to get it off. Will they get a play before the quarter ends? They do. They find Perry out there in the flat. He tries to make something happen, but he'll get a gain of 6. Not a bad gain there as we move into the second quarter. But before that, we do get a look here at the quarterback comparison. Yardage to Garner, but Rayner hasn't missed a pass yet. He's 100% completion, 12 for 12, I do believe so far. What a great play. Garner gets blown up, but pitches it off to Perry, who makes a nice juke move, and he's able to get in the red zone on the 12-yard line. The Bobcats are threatening once again. Perry in motion this time. Garner finds him once again. He loves Perry, has loved him all season. He's just bailout man through and through. If he can't find his first, maybe second option, it's going to Perry more than likely. This time, same thing, but Burgess Jr. in the game will get stopped. Possibly would have liked a little bit of completion there, but it'll be a completion nonetheless. A little RPO action. Lions on the receiving end, does catch it, brings it in this time, but it won't go anywhere. Bobcats will be able to hit that one for 3 points. It'll be a tie game, 10-10. Arkansas State hands it off back-to-back plays. Nets him 5 yards, 10 carries today so far for Cross, 83 yards with that big game-breaking run out to the left-hand side earlier on in this one. Another completion gets him a first down, and Rayner still hasn't missed a pass yet. No incompletions. Cuts back and forth for Cross. Can't really find an opening. Does get 2. Back to Cross again. He has had 4 carries already this drive. He's wearing out. Another gain of 1. 3rd and 7. They've been very good on 3rd down, and they'll continue the trend as they get another first down as they go over 10 first downs today, as they'll hand it off out under center, and they will only get a gain of 1. I've just noticed a trend here. They run a couple times and then pass to get the 3rd down, but they break the trend as they'll pass on 2nd, get a gain of 3. 3rd and 6. Can the Bobcats get a stop? Almost to the quarterback was the end there, but he wasn't able to get to him, and it'll be another completion. 11 for 11 so far with 103 yards passing for Rayner is in a very, very impressive stat sheet. And another completion there will be 12. Another completion will be 13. This time out to the bubble screen over there to the left-hand side, and that won't be a first down. 3rd and inches, but they'll get it on the run by Cross. And he'll get a first down as we get to the 2-minute warning. This time out wide as the receiver will try to extend it to the first down, but it was very far over it. And he'll get another one. 1:20 left. Play action pass. And this time, Ryan Nolan will get to the quarterback and blow it up there as the Red Wolves are trying to put another touchdown on the board. And this will be the first sack of the game, and it comes from our strong safety, just completely unblocked. It looked like they were matched up out there, but he was able to get past his receiver and get into the backfield. Another completion by Rayner to Nana Burns. Will get him a gain of 9. Over across the middle. And what is it again? Another completion, another first down. And it'll be 1st and goal this time. First time the Red Wolves have been in the red zone today. 45 seconds left in the half. Out into the flat will be Cross. He won't make it to the pylon as he'll step out of bounds. Back to him this time in a handoff fashion. 3rd and goal, loses a yard on that one. As Rayner drops back under pressure, he thought he was going to get sacked, able to somehow get it off. The defensive tackle almost brought in for an interception, won't be able to, and the Red Wolves won't get any points on this drive as they will miss that field goal. Garner, 2nd down, throws it too high for Lions, and that'll be an interception. And the Red Wolves have a chance to get some points after all. After that big pick, we'll get another look, and you can see some bumping. No interception or pass interference called on that one. That'll be a big swing of momentum here right before the half across the middle. Rayner perfect on the day once again, up to 160 yards. He's been impeccable today, just slicing through our defense. And he does it again, now down to the 20. And they're going to rush to the line and get this spike off. But man, oh man, has Rayner just been a gem in a rough patch. This time, Arkansas State once again will knock it up. 2 for 3 today so far in field goals. Would have loved to have that other one back as well. 13-10 as we step into halftime. Player spotlight's going to go to Jaquez Cross, 84 yards carrying on 15 carries, none other than that big 60-plus yarder in the first quarter. But the Bobcats will start with the ball in the second half. Perry will cut back across the field with a nice juke move, able to get a big gain of 15. Drops back, a little bit confusing in the backfield. Perry hits Garner, but he's still able to find him out there behind the line. Isn't able to get back to it, though. 2nd and 12. Garner drops back to pass once again. Has an open receiver. It's bobbled around, and the defensive tackle is going to come up with it. What in the world? And that is going to be another interception. One of the most freaky situations I've seen. As the big defensive tackle is showing his ability to stay on his feet. And he didn't go down there and secured the pick. Didn't get to the touchdown though. So the offense for the Red Wolves will have to try to poke it in, starting in the red zone on 1st and goal. This time another flag throw, and it'll be another holding call, and this could stop them. 3rd and goal now for the Red Wolves after they started out on the 8-yard line. They won't be able to score it in 3 plays, so they'll have to go to the field goal unit, and they're going to miss it again. Another missed field goal in the red zone will come up empty. That's 6 points left on the board for the Red Wolves. And this is a still 1-score possession game. Garner puts Perry in motion. He won't be able to open down the right-hand side. This time, left-hand side, Bo Sparks with a step on his man. Will drop it. He had the step, had a wide open touchdown if he could have caught it. Wasn't able to. Lions this time though, in a tight window. Somehow Garner squeezes it in there, and Lions makes a nice move to get us all the way down into the 34, as we are now threatening to score some points ourselves. Perry this time stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 2. In motion again goes Perry. Fake pass out to left-hand side. Across the middle, we'll find Lions on a comeback route. Another bailout from Lions for us. He's been a very, very pivotal guy today for us. Garner drops back to pass, able to find Anderson. As Lions will go down with an injury, that could be a big game-changing moment if he doesn't come back in this one. As Garner hands it off to Perry, who's able to scamper for 12 yards to get the 1st down. Bruised ribs will likely keep out Lions for the rest of the game, as we already halfway through the 3rd quarter. But Perry finds a hole, and it was a massive one. And he will score a touchdown, his 1st rushing touchdown of the game, to match Cross on the other side. What a great blocking scheme there from the big boys up front, able to create a hole for Perry to get through. But Rayner once again, an explosive play down to the 33 now, after just getting this ball back a minute ago. Going with the read option. He makes the wrong move. The first bad decision today by Rayner, as Khalil Alexander will blow him up in the backfield. Across the middle, number 7 will just barely squeeze past the defender who made a boneheaded mistake and wasn't able to get him down. Cross cuts it back, uses his big lineman to his advantage, and bumps himself back into the 1st down on the 19 in the red zone this time. Cross gets it again. His 18th carry of the day, just crosses the century mark with 101 yards. A quick firing pass to number 4, J.J. Harrell from Rayner will get another good completion. And this time, Cross with his 2nd of the day, a lot shorter than the last one. And the Red Wolves will be back up by 3. 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Hand off to Perry. Nothing doing. But in shotgun now, Garner drops back to pass. Across the middle, finds Stanley this time. Not Lions, as he is not returned to this one after that rib injury. And it will be a turnover on downs. We'll pick up with the Redwoods 3rd and 6. And for the first time today, it feels like they'll be able, or the Bobcats will be able to get a stop and get a 3 and out. Bo Sparks across the middle, a great blocks by Stanley, and that is going to be green grass in front of him. Sparks is going to run in with nobody within 10 yards of him, and the Bobcats will go back up by 3. And once they hit this extra point, it'll be a 4-point game, and the Red Wolves will have to score a touchdown if they're going to take this one home. But looking at the nice block, that is a massive improvement from last year. They have made a really good improvement to improve blocking out into the open field, as Cross will take another carry. Nearing in on 20 today. Rayner drops back. Once again, finds his receiver across the middle. The defense just seems like they're playing too far back. Isn't able to get the 1st down though. And it'll be a 3 and out. Back-to-back 3 and outs from the Bobcats. As Perry will take the carry, 1st play of the possession. They call a timeout. Burgess Jr. with a nice move. 2nd play of the possession. 3rd and 4. The freshman Burrell will get the 1st down on the ISO up the middle, but Burgess Jr. trying to fight for some yards isn't able to get the first down. We'll have to punt it away. Rayner deep down the left-hand side, jump ball, and this one will be brought in. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, the Red Wolves are within striking distance. They can't go for the field goal. We'll hike it, and across the middle, open receiver. And that will be a touchdown for the Red Wolves with 10 seconds left. Garner to Stanley, incomplete, and there is one play left. Garner drops back deep down the left-hand side. Sparks, jump ball, can he get it? And it was deflected by the Red Wolves, and they will take home their first conference victory of the season as the Bobcats fall by the late second heroics from the Red Wolves. But as we wrap up this episode, what a crazy ending to that game. Outside of that last crazy play, the offense was pretty close. The Red Wolves had the advantage in total offense category. They also had a slight advantage in rushing as well, but the passing, just an insane performance from Rayner. He was just lightening up in the stat book. 34 for 35, 97% completion percentage, just an absolutely crazy day. And then he had that one touchdown to cap it off. But on our side, you know, Garner, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one of those just being just an absolute crazy situation where the defensive tackle was able to come up with it and get him in scoring position. Ironically enough, they weren't able to score in that possession. And then Lincoln Perry did get a touchdown today, only 61 yards. Had 13 carries. I'd like to get him some more, but we just weren't able to find our footing in the run game. Greg Burrell, the freshman, had 3 carries for 11 yards, so I'm hopefully going to get him more involved into the offense this next few weeks as we look to improve that run game. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed today. This is just the most crazy ending. I thought we had that one, and we just weren't able to. This, again, the defensive backing unit on the team isn't the greatest, and that's what we're trying to improve this offseason. So hopefully we can get that done. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed. And stay tuned for next episode. It should be dropping here very, very shortly. But I'll catch you all in the next one.